Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Daniel Taylor back again with I Do Sounds with another tutorial. Today I'm going to be breaking down one of the samples from the Gunna sample pack. It's completely free. There will be a link down in the description for that kit, so go ahead and download that. The sample is very ambient and melodic. It has guitars, flutes, bells, and it really captures that Gunna sound. But anyways, as usual, I'm going to break down the whole sample, show my whole process. Hopefully you guys learned something new. Don't forget to subscribe, and let's get right into it. Alright, so as you can see, I have the final sample pulled up here. We're at 141 BPM. The final sample's in F minor. And usually for Gunna, you want to be around 130 to 145 BPM, kind of lower. I don't really hear them on too many like really fast beats. So like I said, 141 BPM. And I'll just go ahead and play the sample so you can hear how it sounds. Alright, so for the first sound, I knew I wanted a guitar. So I went into arcade and I think I just searched guitar. And all the guitar in the sample is from this arcade bank right here. The first guitar, kind of like the main melody of the guitar. And as you can see right here, I have these little sharp notes. In arcade, you can add effects to the guitar. But really, I just played this one note throughout the whole thing. It's kind of like an arpeggio. It kind of goes up and down. And then these two effects just kind of add a little variation. So it's not the same exact thing repeating over and over. But yeah, this is the main guitar. So as you can hear, the effect right here kind of reverses it, and then this effect right here kind of makes it like a stutter. And then again, I use the same bank and arcade to add kind of a top line. It's just one note repeating the whole time, and this is what that sounds like. And then the last part of the guitar from the same bank is kind of like a bass pluck on a guitar, and I use it just as a bass throughout the sample instead of adding my own because I thought it sounded good. So this is what that sounds like. And obviously Gunna raps in a lot of guitar beats. So if you want a guitar and you don't know how to play guitar, arcade is good. You could use Splice for guitar samples, or you can sample something from YouTube. But again, I used arcade just because it's simple, and yeah, I recommend it. So once I had all the guitar elements that I wanted, I just rendered it all out as an audio file, and this is what they all sound like together. So the last thing that I did for the guitar is I added some variation in the sample. I took the top line, and what I did is I just reversed it. I hit reverse, and then I pitched it down an octave because it was already pretty high up. Pitched it down an octave, reversed it, and then what I did is I took every bar right here, and I just basically took it like this. Originally, this was at the back. It was like this. Boom, boom, and then this was over here the same way. And what I did is I just took each section and I just reversed it. So now this is at the front. Boom, boom, boom. And I did that because if you reverse something, the front obviously is going to be at the end. And if you want to make it sound kind of similar to the original, you want to take the end and put it at the front. So if you still want it to be reversed, but follow the same pattern as the original, you can do that. Yeah, again, I did that just to add some variation in the sample, and this is what that sounds like. And then that just repeats over. And for the effects on the guitar, I just have an EQ, EQing out the low end. I didn't put that on the bass because obviously I wanted the low end, but for the other guitars, I added an EQ just to take out the low end, make more room for the bass. And then I added this plugin J37 Stereo. Just kind of adds like a vinyl feel to it, and I use the acoustic guitar preset, and then I added a little bit of reverb, not too much. The next sound that I used is from Analog Lab. It's just this pad from the Nebula Analog Lab bank from me and Prod 2, and I just created this really simple arpeggio with the notes going up, really repetitive, a little bit of variation with the notes. Like I said, we're in F minor, so I started with the root note at F, and I just went from F, C, back up to F, and then F, G, up to C, copied that over, and then at the end, instead of going F, G, C, I went F, G, A sharp, and then for the second part here, I just copied that over and pitched it up an octave. So this is what that sounds like. So yeah, really simple, really repetitive, and the sound itself is really ambient, so it adds that ambient vibe. Next thing that I added for this sample is a one-shot bell. This is what it sounds like. So again, really ambient, and I just kind of added like a top line with the bell, and this is what that sounds like. So again, no real thought process behind this. I just kind of placed the notes with what sounded good when I was listening to it with the guitar and the pad. For the effects on the bell, I just added an EQ to take out the low end and some of the high end. Added delay tape with this delay slightly pumping preset. Added crystalline for some reverb. This is a good plugin for some unique reverbs. And then shaper box to pan it back and forth from left to right. So another thing that I hear in a lot of Gunna songs are flutes. Obviously I don't know how to play the flute. So I went on Splice and I grabbed this flute loop right here. And this is what it sounds like. So again, really ambient, adds that ambient vibe. And I just added it at the second part of where the hook would be. So again, just for some variation, I took the bell out, put the flute, and I just added an EQ to take out the low end. I didn't add any more effects to it. But once I had all the melodic elements of the sample, all the sounds that I wanted, I just added some textures. So I added a bird texture, and I just matched it to the key of the sample. And then I added some white noise to kind of fill out the high end. And again, it just adds to that ambient kind of vibe. And this is what they sound like together. Just way in the background, it just kind of helps the sample stand out a little bit and add some texture to it. So for the arrangement of the sample, I have everything going at the very beginning of where the hook would be, the top line, the main melody of the guitar, the bell, the pad, everything, the bass. And then for the second part, I took the top line out and the bell out and just added that flute. And then for the verse, I just took everything out except for the pad and the main melody of the guitar. And then for this second section right here, this was here. This is the reverse top line. So again, just for some variation, or actually I think this was here, yeah. So I added the reverse top line, and then the top line comes back in with the bell, and then just the top line at the very end. And then as you can see, I just copied that over for the second part right here. Took the bass out, so whoever's using the sample, they can use it with the bass or without the bass for whatever section they want. And then always at the end, I have the stems, so that if they want to arrange it themselves, they can do that. And then yeah, that's pretty much it for the sample. I just rendered it out. I messed around with the pitch, but it sounded best just where it was at, so I stuck with F minor. So again, I didn't really do anything crazy with the sample. It was a lot of arcade for the guitar, adding little effects in arcade, and then adding some variation with the reverse top line, and then adding some sounds underneath that kind of fit the guitar, adding some variation with the flute. And yeah, hopefully you guys learned something. Hopefully you took something away from this video. Again, that Gunna sample pack will be in the description, completely free. Go ahead and download that. Hopefully you guys learned something new. Hopefully you took something away, and I'll see you in the next one.